All personnel, clear the launch platform.
All personnel, clear launch platform. Disneyland is your land.
The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Disneyland is your land.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 210. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, this morning, this evening, whenever it is and however it is. We do appreciate it. My name is Mark, and I'm one of the co-hosts here of the LTP. Sitting to the right of me today is the Trailmaster of Puppets himself, Udi.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sitting to the left of me via FaceTime, it is the game changer herself, Jess.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. Just,
Yep.
trucking along.
Yep, absolutely. Becky is sick today, so she called out a little bit. So we hope that she's doing well, or will be doing better, I should say.
Oh, that's funny.
What's so funny?
Because you said you called out like she's come reporting for work.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was funny.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say it that way. I don't know. She said, hey, I'm not feeling well today, and we hope her speedy recovery on that.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, today we're going to talk to Jay, one of our good friends, Jay Bratton. He's got some reviews for festival holidays and also the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. So be sure to tune in for that because it's always a good time with him. You never know where he's going to go. And his reviews are just, I love it. I love his attention to detail and his reasons. It's great stuff. Okay. Let's see. So today, if you'd like to get involved with the show, because today's show is sponsored by you, the listeners, you can go to leavingtodaypodcast.com, click on the Patreon link, and we make it super simple. We've got 3 tiers. You can do that. And for that, you get to be on the show, and you get a T-shirt. And I know I owe someone a T-shirt, and I'm sorry. I will get onto that. And you can follow us at Leaving Today Podcast on Instagram. That's usually the best way to get it, to get our information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so let's go through the news. I don't really have an opening question unless you have something. Jess, Udi, you want to talk about something?
Mark, you always put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have one. I'm
I don't
horrible.
have one.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We don't always have to have one. This is kind of nice to break the ice. So Jess is at work, so she may be in and out during the whole episode. So if we have to introduce her back in, just here's Jess. She's back in. All right. Does it make sense? Who's all choked up about it?
Well, I objected to her coming on in the first place. But that's fine.
Well, there you go.
We will make do.
And I think she's gone right now. So she'll be in and out, and that's all good. All right. Well, let's head on over to the news, shall we?
You listen to me now. You are talking about things that you do not understand.
So I do type up notes for the news, and one of the things that actually came out later after I submitted it was something that came out for the OC Register. And here we are, December 1st, 2024. Disneyland files Adventures Campus expansion plans. So they had to file that with the city of Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
According to a new report from the OC Register, Disneyland has submitted a plan for expansion preparation work that is currently under review per city officials. The plan addresses utilities, temporary trailers, and parking lots in the backstage area behind the land, which should be impacted by Disneyland's expansion plans. This prep work is a procedural step that occurs before Anaheim grants a demolition permit and before Disneyland eventually submits its plans for the expansion itself.
Okay.
Yeah, according to city officials, the Adventures Campus expansion is not part of the $1.9 billion Disneyland Forward plan, which it got approved by a final vote in May of this year.
And we have yet to hear anything about.
Yes.
Anyway.
Construction of the land expansion is slated to begin in 2025, which will include 2 new attractions: the previously announced King Thanos Multiverse Ride, now named Avengers Infinity Defense, and Stark Flight Lab. Actor Robert Downey Jr. will reprise his role as Tony Stark / Iron Man for both attractions. Of course, Avengers Infinity Defense will take guests into the field as they take on King Thanos, who has stolen multiverse tech that allows him to wreak havoc as he jumps between worlds. We didn't know that plot before, did we? Okay. Avengers Campus recruits, air quotes, will be transported to locations like Asgard, Wakanda, and New York City.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, they didn't talk about that.
Didn't talk about
I
that at all.
remember. Yeah.
Stark Flight Lab will have guests, quote unquote, test out Tony Stark's newest simulations involving simulated flight via robot arm that moves 2-person pods. The question: are you excited for Avengers Campus to begin work on expansion? And which experiences are you most excited for?
Well, I'm glad. I mean, this is the thing with Disney that they have been doing, and looks like now it's just SOP for them, standard operating procedure. Well, they'll be like, hey, we're gonna do this land, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. And then they bring it out in multiple stages. Mm-hmm. And to me, they can't do that anymore. I don't think they can do that anymore. I think they need to transform it to a fully realized land, because what it does, at least what it's done for me, and I think it's done for us, is that it's made it where you make your opinion about the land as it's delivered, right?
Yeah.
So we got Avengers Campus, we're like, overall, we're like, it's all right.
Yeah.
And then whenever they're going to do this, like, well, now you got to be excited for a land that I don't really care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can't continue to do this multiple stage release or if they are going to do it, they need to be like, hey, phase 1 is here. Phase 2 is that. And then be a lot more clear cut and transparent about what their plan is. When they do this, like again, same thing what they did with Galaxy's Edge. We're going to do blah, 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 blah. And then they always cut it back. So they need to, in this point in time, the philosophy from Disney corporate and the people running the park has to change. They have serious competition out here now. Mm-hmm. They can't run around and ignore it and put their fingers in their ears and try to say we're not listening. That isn't going to work anymore.
Right.
So Disney needs to begin to really go like, hey, we're going to do this, and then begin to deliver on things fully realized, not these partial things. So overall, I'm happy. I think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be fun. But again, they're trying to now get me hyped for a land in an area that I'm like, whatever about. Very
Sure.
meh about. Yeah. Almost indifferent about.
Right.
And that is not good. That they're creating the hill that they have to climb without having to do that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, good, glad, but I'm not. I'm going to be critical of how they've done it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to that Tony Stark Flight Lab thing. That doesn't sound
Well,
like.
not for you. For me, I'm all over that.
But I mean, we'll have to see what it is.
Yeah.
But.
I'll totally do that one.
Oh,
Sorry,
wait.
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a game time decision. I'll probably end up doing it. But there's the only ones I really sit down on are the teacups and
Right. Well,
and
I don't
Star
blame you on
Tours.
that one.
Yeah, Star.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So they must be having a Marvel reboot. Is this Marvel coming up? A movie coming up?
Well, they have the new Captain America movie. It's coming out in February. February. But after that, they're gonna do not the Infinity War, the
Secret Invasion?
yeah, they're gonna start doing that stuff.
Wasn't that already on the show?
No, but it's gonna be in that timeline. I forgot what it is. See, this is how bad I used to be. So plugged into this, I'm kind of like very whatever about it right now. It is the Infinity Saga, I think. No. I can't even remember what it is.
Yeah.
But they're gonna go off on that. So more Iron Man. That's why they reintroduced Robert Downey Jr. as saying he's Dr. Doom, which I'm still saying he's not gonna be in the end. And Spider-Man, and that's why they have Wolverine. Rumors of Hugh Jackman going to be reprising his role as Wolverine throughout these. I think he signed like a 4-movie deal.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go. So yeah, they're building for anticipation on that, and honestly, if they do it right, there will be a resurgence of Marvel.
Okay, good. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Next news item is...
I think.
What's that?
Well, I think if they do it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next news item, the scaffolding is down around Disneyland's railroad station. We've got good news for anyone traveling to Disneyland this week as your entrance to the park just got a whole lot more magical.
Yeah.
If you've been to Disneyland Park over the past few weeks or months, you'll notice that the Disneyland Railroad Station has been under some renovation. Covered by scrim and scaffolding, guests have been greeted at the park's entrance by a less than grand railway site, you might say, happening as part of some wider railroad refurbishment efforts. So yeah, it didn't look, when I was there, it did not look very appealing. I was like, yeah, whatever. In fact, you couldn't even go up to the top. You couldn't even go up there and take pictures. It was all roped off, and that's kind of one of the things. I mean, the railroad was closed, and that part kind of bothered me. It's kind of one of those things that it needs to be there. I need to hear the bell, and I need to be able to go up there and survey the kingdom as it were. But I'm glad it's back.
Yeah.
I know that they are planning a multi-year renovation on the tracks. So they did it for like 3 months out of 2024. Next year, they're not going to do it because they want to keep it running for the 70th. But probably early 2026 is when they're going to take the track offline and redo some of the track in sections.
Good.
But next year will be a full course of the Disneyland Railroad. Yeah. Okay. Next news item is, hey Jess, did you get to go on the railroad when you were there?
No, we did not.
Okay.
I know, unfortunately.
Was all this scaffolding off when you guys were there, or did you even notice?
No, it was still up.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah, it was still up.
Yeah, how can you not notice it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, well, next news item. This is really good news. The expanded Haunted Mansion queue and Magnolia Park debut at Disneyland. The new Haunted Mansion queue is now open to guests. With the completion of the construction, Haunted Mansion Holiday no longer uses the virtual queue system, and traditional standby has returned. I think that's great. I'm going to get into that. Are you guys happy that now it's off a virtual queue?
Dude, I'm stoked about that.
Oh my gosh, that was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life. I'm not going to lie to you.
That was the most painful thing. So you've never had surgery?
No, I've never had surgery.
Okay. But anything
I have
else?
plenty of tattoos, though.
Oh, and so this was more painful than a tattoo?
It was so freaking terrible.
Well, see, our experience was fine. We got into the virtual queue and we had no issues. So what was your issue?
No, I just hated that I had to walk around for like 5 hours until I got called.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, but okay. I don't like that either. I thought that was a bit janky for this.
Yeah.
But I understand the reasons why. And
I don't.
Well, because they didn't want people lining up to get in and blocking up because there was nowhere for guests to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that makes sense because they're all the construction.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they did that, and I'm glad it's temporary, and I'm glad they're not thinking, oh, we're going to do this in virtual queue.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Now Pirates needs to get off it, but anyway.
Oh, it will. A little bit of history here because listeners of the show, you've heard us, or you've heard the term Magnolia Park mentioned, and you may not know where that is because it doesn't show up on a map. But I'm going to do a quick paragraph here of what Magnolia Park was and is because it actually has changed. So going back to Disneyland's early iterations, 1955. In Disneyland's early years, a small, serene rest area known as Magnolia Park was located on the far western edge of Adventureland. Guests strolling through Magnolia Park were flanked by the rivers of America to the north and the Jungle Cruise to the south. So where they're talking about today, the first iteration of Magnolia Park was right where Riverbell Terrace restaurant was. Yeah. Because that wasn't a restaurant when it opened up, but this was right by there. The closest thing to a permanent attraction that Magnolia Park ever had was the decorative bandstand that was placed there in 1956 after it had been removed from the hub. In 1958, a series of special outdoor promotions for Disney's Zorro TV series were also performed in Magnolia Park.
Cool.
4 years later, Magnolia Park disappeared, gone, destroyed by the Empire, as redevelopments supplanted its valuable real estate. First, a General Cruise expansion pushed the new elephant bathing pool into what had been the southern part of Magnolia Park. But by the end of 1962, the new Swiss family treehouse was dominating the park area. Next came New Orleans Square, which in 1963 overwhelmed the park with major excavations and construction. In what might seem as a tribute to the long-lost little park, Aunt Jemima's Adventureland restaurant became the Magnolia Tree Terrace in 1970. Today, the scenic fountain area between the Haunted Mansion and the French Market is informally called Magnolia Park, although no official signage announces it. So that's a little bit of Disneyland history that we may or may not have known. I find it fascinating that this does not appear on any official park map, but Disneyland has called this section, and it's moved around a little bit. So this is the area that is now open, and they're calling it Magnolia Park. And this current iteration, it looks stunning, absolutely stunning. Since Disneyland, though I'm going to continue reading here because we've got pictures, and you guys can look online for this stuff. Yeah. Since Disneyland Resort announced that a new expanded queue area and gift shop were coming to the Haunted Mansion, fans have waited to see how Disney would update the area. After months of waiting, the construction project is complete, and the Haunted Mansion queue is once again open to guests. So let's take a tour and see what has changed. First off, Magnolia Park has now opened to guests in the heart of New Orleans Square, located between Tiana's Palace and the Haunted Mansion.
Yep.
The new area is an elegant park-like setting, complete with oak and ficus trees. And we're looking at pictures, and you guys all know where this is. You may not know what it's called, but I've always liked this area.
Yeah, it is. It's always been very quaint, very serene. Like you can pull away like from the main traffic of the park, and then just pull back into it, and it just it's quiet.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
It's not as quiet as it has been in the past, but it's very serene with all the trees and everything. You can just kind of pull away, and it gets you away from all the high traffic areas.
It totally does. And this was an area of concern for me when I first saw the construction. I go, oh well, they're tearing up this area. I hope they get it right. And it looks like they've done a spectacular job here.
Yeah.
The quiet spot is the perfect place to sit, relax, or even catch some live entertainment. Interestingly, the name Magnolia Park was previously used to refer to a section of Adventureland where Disneyland Bandstand was found, as I just mentioned. One thing that's cool about that is that bandstand that used to be at the French Market, Tiana's Palace. Now it's there, but both ends are open.
Yeah.
So they might be able to.
It's right there on both. Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to have performers face Magnolia Park or the restaurant guests. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Magnolia Park because you can pull more people in. I think because Magnolia Park, being that it is with that bandstand, you can pull people in from the main traffic thoroughfares to pull them off and watch the show. Yeah. Yep.
You're right. One thing I would like to see, and I'm not sure if I see it in the pictures, but it would be nice if there were some benches or some tables in there you could sit. You see right in that picture right there.
Yeah. No.
What do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, and I'm thinking they need to line it with benches. A couple here or there. I mean, the only problem with Magnolia Park that when you hear the word park, you're thinking grass and blah blah blah, and it for mostly it's walkways now, but it's still good. I mean, and so they definitely need to add some benches and where you can kind of just go and chill. Definitely, if they're gonna with the stage, they need to do that too. I think. Yeah,
for sure.
Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do.
So going back now to the Haunted Mansion side of things.
Dude, these are great.
Yeah, the expanded Haunted Mansion grounds, heading past the gates to the Haunted Mansion, the newly expanded grounds have officially debuted. The area is now home to the Spanish fountain that once sat in the middle of Magnolia Park. So that fountain is in the middle. I don't recall the fountain actually working, but I assume it did.
It probably didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, what I mean.
I don't recall it ever working.
No, but
it probably. Okay,
no, it probably did work. But probably what happened is way back, how many years ago that they declared a drought here in California. A lot of these things.
Oh.
They were mandated to shut them off.
Yeah.
That might have been a victim. Now I don't know. This iteration is going to work. because in order for you to move it, and maybe they did run the plumbing, maybe they have run it. I don't know. In this picture, it's not running. So I'm curious. I hope they have it running.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh no, this is right. So this is right inside the queue.
Yeah.
The area is now home to the Spanish Fountain that once stood in the middle of Magnolia Park, and 2 raven statues are also located here. Once upon a time, the macabre bird was going to serve as the Haunted Mansion's narrator. That's true.
Yeah.
So that crow, that raven, must be new. I've never seen that before. Is that?
I don't remember.
I mean, Jess might know.
I don't remember that one.
It's possible.
Hang on, let me look it up or look at it because I wasn't able to have the notes up because
Okay.
I'm trying to get work done. No, I do not recall seeing that.
No,
Yeah,
I've never
I don't
seen
either.
it. But I mean, it's possible it's there. I just don't know. Because there was a lot of statues. What used to be the Fast Pass area back there.
Yeah,
There were
back
things,
in that corner. Yeah.
and we don't go back there anymore. Well,
No. Well, we haven't been back there for a while.
Next section is called Master Gracie's Garden, which I guess the path has gone there. It makes your way around the band. Guests will find themselves in Master Gracie's Garden retreat.
So cool, man. I'm so glad how they did all of that.
Yeah.
Looking at all these pictures and all the videos that we've
It's
seen this
stunning.
week. Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Among the sights here are a sea maiden fountain, a wrought iron gazebo complete with a bench, a well-read book, and a smoking pipe that has been left behind. Madame Leota's garden. Further into the queue, guests come upon Madame Leota's garden. The entire area seems to be covered in a mysterious aura, as if every object is under the spell of the soothsayer.
Man, so good.
And how do you think this is going to look at night?
Guys. Oh, it's going to look amazing at night.
It's going to be stunning.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is already. I feel like they were trying to catch up to Florida's queue. I've never seen it in,
I wasn't
in
there.
real life, but videos and things like that. I'm like, I feel like they were trying to, up their game to get closer to Florida's.
Yep, I would agree to that. That's a good point. And this tree here, I don't know where that is. Is that the gate right there to the right, the entrance to the park? Oh,
Yep.
so is that new?
Yeah. I don't recall.
Are you looking at the circle tree with the lights?
Correct.
Yes. I don't remember there
Let me
being
zoom in.
I don't remember there being lights, or they must have had that tree. Must have always been there. I don't know. Well, here we go. Madame Leota has also decorated a large tree in the center of the courtyard with colorful ornaments, chimes, and bells. Yeah, I think it looks
I
great.
wonder if they're going to have anything, sounds and things coming out right there. That would be epic if they did that. Like a little bell chiming or little things like that to make you look around and be like, hey, where'd that come from?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yep. Well, the chimes are there. Oh my god, this is gonna look great at
Oh,
night.
dude, I can't wait to go at night.
Yep. I would see. This is great. You don't have to. I would go. Yeah. Oh, there's a 45-minute wait. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I would say that anyway, but now even more.
So you're good with 45 for Haunted Mansion?
Heck yeah.
You have like a half an hour for that.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No.
Jess, how long we wait for Haunted Mansion? What's the max?
How long would I wait?
Yeah, for maximum.
3.
40 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm down. 45 minutes. All
Okay.
good.
I would do 40, 45.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, moving on to the exit now. Finally, a new shop, and this name got announced last week. It's called Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond. Will join the new Haunted Mansion queue. The all-new retail shop, which is called Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond, will open next to the Haunted Mansion this winter. It will be located next to the exit of the attraction. The carriage house used to be the home of the mansion's head caretaker, but then Madame Leota moved in. Ooh, scary music here.
Mm-hmm.
So the space is filled with eclectic furniture like a crystal ball, fainting couch, and the original parlor chandelier that Leota used for her seances in the Haunted Mansion. The first floor of the carriage house is now becoming a shop, so Madame Leota has lent her desks, cabinets, and chests as antique artifacts to the showcase along with the merchandise. Madame Leota comes up and goes frequently, and comes and goes frequently, and Disney says she's excited to welcome guests into her home. As for the merchandise you can find in the store, expect gifts themed to the Haunted Mansion, as well as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. There will be apparel, accessories, collectibles, home decor, and more. We've got some, and that is the pictures of the outside of the carriage house, which is now Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond.
Well, what I find interesting is how the interior, looking at the interior concept drawn to the exterior, how they're I feel like they clash with each other. They're contrarian to each other.
The interior and exterior?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
When you look at the exterior, that is why I'm not happy with the exterior.
Oh, that's a good point.
It looks very plain, and I'm like, if Madame Leota is living, like, I feel like it isn't fitting with the story that they're trying to create. Like, listening to the story, like, I'm hearing and I'm thinking, like, well, Madame Leota's coming in and out of the shop. That means there's going to be things inside the shop, like hear her voice or her footsteps above you and things of that nature, right?
Yeah.
Again, all these things that are like Haunted Mansion-esque, and then you're like, oh, man, that sounds like it's going to be creepy on the inside, all this kind of stuff. You're going to have all this kind of vibe and feel and, lack of a better term, street atmosphere inside. And then you go to the outside of the building, you go, wah, wah. You know what I mean? It's way too plain, way too clean, way too just boring. And I feel like I get it with the mansion, but even with the mansion, the exterior of the mansion is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking, well, it's just a mansion. But yeah, but it looks spooky. It looks creepy at night. Hello, if you can go by at night, it looks like a creepy old building.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that vibe here, and I feel like that needs to be part of it. It looks way too clean to me. And I'm hoping that they catch that and go like, okay, we need to create that same vibe. You cannot put in a carriage house with the story matching what's going on in the mansion and then have it look brand new.
Right.
It breaks the story for me. So I hope that they pick up on that and be like, hey, let's start weathering the building. Let's add some spooky elements to the exterior. Let's add things. And I don't know. I mean, because you think about it, there's that window, right? Above the main entrance.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with that window? To me, it's like, are they going to have Madame Leota like they do in Snow White's castle where you see the evil queen? Is it going to be things like that? So this is what I'm wondering about what they're going to do. Again, all that, to me, flies in the face of the interior versus the exterior.
Yeah, it looks like they should be hanging some, like, crystals or some wind...
Something, right?
Outside, you walk in.
Yeah. If Madame Leota moved in, I don't see a taste of Madame Leota in these exterior pictures. I'm like, hey, man, it's Madame Leota.
It looks too clean.
Exactly. It looks way too plain and way too clean. I'm like, dude, come on, let's add something to it. I mean, I wanna go see it. I mean, obviously, I want to see it because I'm curious how the transition from in to out is going to be.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. I'm still excited for it, though. I'm being critical of the exterior, but the interior concept art looks great. And if they deliver with the ambiance that they're talking about, even better.
Mm-hmm.
So we shall see.
We shall see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's actually all the news that we have today because we want to get over to Jay. Because we want
Jess, do you have any thoughts on that?
So yeah, again, Jess is at work, so she'll be in and out.
Disappeared, yeah.
So
we have to go. Yeah.
So she'll probably join us with when Jay comes back on.
Yep.
So let's wrap up the news here and get over to Jay. But let's do real quick. One thing we're happy about, one thing we're looking forward. One thing we're on the fence about, one thing we're upset about. Let's do one thing we're upset about first.
The Hungry just I don't know how can I put it. I don't know. I'm still in the same boat. Maybe I'm going to have more to be mad about after Jay's review.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see.
Right now, I'll go with my go-to at the moment is APs not being available.
Yes.
Continuing with that force. And then the continued lack of news about Disney Forward. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Now is the time, Disney. Let's get this party going.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm not too happy about.
What am I a little upset with Disneyland about DCA? I guess it's the Magic Keys as well. I don't like the scarcity of those. That's bothering me. So that's really what I'm kind of upset about at the moment with them. Okay. What about let's sing neutral? What do you got your eye on right now? What's got you concerned?
See, we're in that area. What we were talking about last show, which was like how's Tiana's going to be accepted. I'm very curious about Jay's reviews of what we got coming up. So I'm going to be looking at all that.
Okay.
And then what we just talked about again, the exterior of the carriage house. I'm hoping they do. Like I just said, like I was just talking about, I'm hoping they do something with that. Like it has me a little bit worried. Like, well,
okay,
let's try and improve.
Fair enough. What has me concerned is now that we've got the west side is virtually done now. What's next? What are they going to shut down for a while in Disneyland proper? Yep. So what's next? And I don't know what that's going to be. So I'm thinking about that. I'm looking at things and thinking, what would I do if I had the money?
Right.
And to do next, I mean, my guess would be right in front of Tomorrowland, that area there, or maybe Tomorrowland itself. And I keep saying that, but I don't know. So that's what I've got myself concerned about right now.
Yep.
Okay. Now, what are we stoked about? What are we excited about?
Well, this is why it makes it so weird. The interior of that shop. Like I was just saying, if they deliver with that, I'm going to be super excited.
Okay.
The queue looks great. Magnolia, everything we just talked about Magnolia Garden, the queue, all that. Man, does it look great. And I cannot wait to go in there and walk and take my time walking through the queue and taking it all in. Magnolia Park, same thing. And then going through and going into the shop once it is open.
Yes, and I think you should do it. Well, you do what you want, but if we go together, daytime and nighttime, see what's going on in here.
100%.
And I'm going to echo Udi's sentiment on that. And I'm stoked about this new Haunted Mansion queue and the Magnolia Park segue between Tiana's Palace and the Haunted Mansion. I think they knocked it out of the park with this, and they did a great job, as I had a feeling that they would.
Yep.
There were just some peers like, what are you guys doing? We see boxes, we see construction, we see hammers. What's going on? And they definitely delivered. How fun would that have been to work on that project?
I would have had a good time.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we've got going on. So now let's go talk to our good friend Jay. He hopefully will have some good news about his latest trip. And that, right? Yeah, that's that. The future presentation.
Here at the LTP, we know that you're always looking to plan your next Disneyland getaway. That's why our good friends at the Eden Rock Hotel are now offering a discount code to our listeners to offer you 30% off your next stay. That's right, 30%. It's huge savings. Go on to their website at EdenRockAnaheim.com, enter the code EdenMagic, that's EdenMagic, for 30% off your next stay.
Hey, LTP listeners, welcome to our future presentation. It's a returning part of the LTP family for sure. One of my Disneyland podcasting heroes, all around great guy. I had the privilege of having lunch with him and his wife a couple months ago. An awesome day, awesome time. That was a great day for me because I got to meet him. And anyways, he's going to come on right now and talk about his recent trip to the park. He tasted some new foods. We're looking at some pictures, and he's going to give us a review of the Hungry Bird BBQ Jamboree. All right, it is our good friend. It's Mr. Jay Bratton. Hey, Jay.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going great.
Good. How you doing, Jay?
Cool. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And hopefully I can enlighten the listeners on what to avoid, what to get, and all that stuff when they go to the parks next.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Always great to have you on, buddy. Always.
And actually, before we get into your review, the candy canes are out right now. Yes?
Yes.
So can you just maybe spend a couple minutes as to why listeners should make an attempt to go and get those?
Okay. Well, first, before I start into that, we did have lunch together.
Yes.
And I listened to the episode, and you forgot the dessert.
Oh,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Centrico does not have a dessert list. They just tell you in person. I don't know why they don't have it listed on the menu. But
Weird.
anyways, the name of the dessert that you had was a guava pavlova. So essentially, it's like a meringue. So it's a light dessert. It's like sweet and tart on the inside. So remember, it had the edible flowers and all that stuff.
I do.
And it actually accentuated the flavor of the pavlova.
Oh, he's showing me a picture right now.
Yeah, Jay took these pictures.
Oh.
And yeah, that white part, Jay will know exactly what it is. But see,
That's a meringue.
Meringue.
And
right.
like the flour, you can, as Jay told me, you can eat everything on there. But he had me crack it open.
No, with Flander.
No, yeah, that's a different picture. But and it was just I had
Wow.
never had it before. I mean, clearly, and it was so cool to have that.
That
Yeah.
looks really good.
Everything Jay ordered was fabulous.
Yep.
And as I mentioned on that podcast, I should have ate more, but I was really just kind of enjoying the conversation with Jay and going, I could do this often with Jay, just hang out and talk. No, I'm serious. I was like, this is great. I cannot believe him sitting with Jay Bratton. Yeah.
Well, it was an honor to meet you as well, Mark.
Oh, you're killing me, man. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyways, back to the candy cane situation.
Yes.
If no one or whoever has not done it before, you need to do it at least once in your life.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is, well, they kind of changed it. So before it used to be like first come, first serve, and then they had you line up and then they had you come back. Now I think they do like a virtual system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure how the new system works because I'm honestly not going to go there rope drop to get the candy canes anymore. I did it once. So I'm good to do it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a once in a lifetime experience for me anyways. I mean, other people, sometimes they make it an annual tradition or they, go every few years or whatever, that type of thing, which is fine. Just me, I'm too tired.
Sure.
It's not worth it. It's like cold outside and, all these people all around and then, they tell you not to run, but people run, that kind of thing.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
anyways, but whatever. As far as my experiences are concerned, the reason why that the candy canes are best when it's fresh is that, first off, you need to get them fresh. There's no point if you're going to say, let's say your pickup time is like 10:30 a.m. or whatever, and then you go like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because you're like, oh, I'd rather go on the rides or whatever, then there's no point in getting the candy canes because you can just get them like at a retail store and it'll
Right.
taste the same.
Right.
All the components are, just it's peppermint oil with sugar, and it's not much more than that. But what's special about the Disneyland candy canes is that when you eat it fresh, the candy hasn't quite set in, so it's almost soft. Not like toffee soft, but we're talking like it's malleable, so when you crunch down with your teeth, there's a slight forgiveness, and so your teeth are like, wait a second, this isn't supposed to be this way because
Yes.
as kids, we've always eaten hard candy canes, right? But this is it's a bit forgiving, and then also the peppermint oil hasn't really set in with the sugar. So it's much more pronounced. So
Wow.
your nose just instantly feels that just sensation of just
Oh my gosh.
that just refreshing feeling, and it's just such a trip to hold a fresh candy cane because it's warm in your hand, because after all the processing and twisting and turning and all that stuff, it warms the sugar, and plus it comes from like hot melted sugar as well.
Yeah.
But, it's amazing.
See, no, I'm not a huge fan of candy canes, but this sounds like it's a whole different experience.
Well,
and
yeah. I mean, and
I can't even get my mind around what he's talking about. Is my only experience with candy canes is they're just
hard,
solid,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just kind of eat them on during the course of the day or break them in half or whatever.
Yeah. And
this is not that.
Yeah, no, and I've always pictured it like I've never seen it there. I have seen it on TV and whatnot, and how malleable it is when they do that. And I've always found it really intriguing. But yeah, I mean, once you describe it, it warm. I mean, when you eat it, does it kind of just like melt? or does it? No, you
No,
actually.
it's still a snappy, and it is a hard candy, but
Right.
the initial bite, just the very very outside area of the candy cane is just slightly forgiving. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not soft per se, but it's kind of like. It's hard for me to describe. It's just because it is honestly just a very unique taste and texture, and that's the reason why it's it's once in a lifetime experience that everyone should do it if you're a Disneyland fan or a theme park fan or anything, or a candy cane fan.
Right.
Well, there you go, LTP Nation. If Jay says do it, you got to go do it. Try it.
100%.
Now I want to try it.
Yeah.
I want to try it. Yeah. Okay. Jay, Jess is going to call in real quick. She wants to say hi.
Sure.
So let's have her call in, and then we'll get on to this review because I know you've got limited time.
Hey.
That's right.
Hi, Jay.
Hi. It's good to see you. Been so long.
I
Sorry
know.
you can't see me.
I know. That's all right. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you so much.
All right, so that was a quick story about why you should get the candy canes at Disneyland, and now we're going to move on to Jay's trip. He went there on the 22nd of November, and also the game changer herself, Jess, has joined the conversation. Hey,
Hello, everybody.
hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Thanks
Jazz.
for letting me intrude.
Oh, sure, of course.
I
Appreciate
object.
it.
Jess, did you get the link that I sent you with the Google Photos?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I object.
Just
I
wanna
object.
make sure we're all
Yeah.
talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
same page,
Yeah. And I'm sharing. We got two iPads going here. One for the phone calls and one for on Udi's to look over the view. All right. So, sorry, to look over the food. So let's. You want to you kind of guide the trip here, Jay? Do you want to talk about the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree first, or how about the order of events for you? Then we'll just do it naturally.
Yeah, we'll just start because. So it was like super busy because it was opening weekend of Kiana's ride there by Adventure, and
Oh, did you go on it?
no, man, it was like it was crazy. Like the virtual queues, it was not even an option for us because we couldn't. First off, we got there after opening. I had a dentist appointment earlier in the day, so we couldn't go until mid morning. And then I think they had a virtual queue at like noon. But I figured, you know what, man, if it's going to be virtual queue at that time, that means it probably won't be until the evening and when we could get on the ride. And we didn't have that kind of time that day. So we're going this weekend, actually, or this Wednesday and Thursday. And we'll be doing a little staycation. So hopefully we can get an opportunity to go on the ride then.
Cool.
Awesome.
So we began our day because there's limited space at Disneyland. We went to DCA first, and what we decided to do was get a few food items. They do have the Festival of Holidays going on now, but we didn't want to get too many things because there was other dishes we wanted to try, and plus I was saving my appetite for the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. So the first one. The first picture, if you guys see, is the Wayfarer dog, which is at Award Wieners. And this one is basically a big old long hot dog with sweet and spicy pulled pork, and they call it a fiery tropical chutney, and crispy pork rinds on the top. And the bun is like kind of like almost like a lobster roll type bun. So it's not really a traditional hot dog bun, which is good because I like that toasty outside.
Oh yeah.
This hot dog, I mean, it's a bit expensive, $15.79.
Yeah.
But I tell you, and it's worth it. This is like I swear to you, this is the best hot dog ever eaten at a theme park.
Wow.
Okay.
Anywhere, and it's just the casing is like super snappy.
Oh, I like that.
The taste of the hot dog itself is like beefy, very robust. I mean, it's got a nice mouthfeel.
Right.
I only had one bite just so I ate it fresh so I know what it tastes like.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, man, I next time I'm just gonna eat it there fresh, and I'm not, I'll take other stuff home,
Yeah.
So this one is because the reason why is I did take this on my disassembled it Put it in separate bags, try to keep the bread fresh and then the rinds crispy. And I just, by the time I got it home though, and just everything kind of was a hot mess. And I tried to reassemble it, but it didn't have the same flavor. And for some reason, the casing got softer, which is weird. But
Interesting.
Anyhow, so it is what it is, but it is spicy. I know, Mark, definitely you would not like this at all.
Yes.
This is,
yes.
So
It's
some
fine.
people say it's really spicy, and then, in fact, when I got the hot dog, I only just got the hot dog by itself. I didn't get anything else. I mean, it comes with the film strip fries, but I didn't get a drink. And the girl, she gave me a cup of water, and I was like, oh, why'd you give me water? I didn't order water. She's like, oh no, this thing's really spicy. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, whatever. And so I ate it. And I mean, for me, I'm like one of those guys that, they have, you see the Hot Ones challenges and stuff like that on YouTube. Yeah. I mean, I eat the bomb sauce pretty much every day. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah. So this to me was not as spicy as I kind of had higher expectations, but it wasn't disappointing. I just kind of had higher expectations, but it was spicy for my wife. So, it just depends on, how much heat you can tolerate, but definitely great flavors. I really enjoyed that chutney because it was a nice contrast to the saltiness of the pork and the hot dog itself. And then, like I said, I really like that toasted bun. It kind of like it all worked, and the pork rinds as well.
The bread looks like it would be like a Texas toast or something like that.
A Texas toast.
Right. It looks more like because Texas toast is like a thick piece of bread. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, to me, it reminded me like a lobster roll that you typically get, But anyhow, so if you like spicy food, I would definitely recommend getting it. And if not, then it's all right. There's other stuff.
Yeah. So Joshua, so this is called the Wayfinder Dog at Award Wieners. Now, Jay, is this special for the festival or is this a regular menu item?
No, this is because of Moana 2. So a wayfinder is like those big boats or whatever I think is what they call it. Or either that or somebody who, I'm not sure, but I know it has to do with Moana 2, though.
Okay. So
it is tropical in nature.
Okay. So limited time only, I guess, for this.
Right, correct. But honestly, I mean, I'm hoping they may either bring it back or maybe they'll, seasonally or maybe put it there permanently. I don't know, but I mean, it's great. I love it.
It looks really good.
Yeah. So, and then for later on, also we got, and this was another one that was tied into Moana 2, was at the Studio Catering Company. It's called the Boat Snacks Burrito. So, playing on, how Maui says, boat snack, when he picks up hey.
Yeah.
And then now, with the new movie, I guess Pua is on the boat with them. So, now he's got two different types of snacks. So you got the pork and the chicken. I mean, so it kind of works together.
Wow.
This burrito was interesting. This one we took home. The Kahlua pork with the spiced ham and egg fried rice. I don't know, man. It
sounds good.
It was okay, but honestly, if you told me that I cut open the inside so you guys could see.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
You could see all the elements there, but honestly, that fried rice was, I don't know, man. It just didn't. If you would have put in regular rice, it would have been just about the same. I didn't taste any of the spiced ham. I didn't detect any egg. Then the Kahlua pork was pretty good. The only thing that really killed this thing for me, anyhow, was the charred pineapple, because they were it could have been just the filling of our burrito.
Right.
Maybe people have different experiences, but dude, they just slammed the pineapple like crazy in there, and it really kind of threw off all the other flavors. And that's kind of sad. But like I said, it could be one of those things that we just got the unfortunate, filling. Whoever filled it for us, did a bad job. So
Okay.
Anyways, whatever. I mean, it wasn't a bad burrito. I wouldn't get it again personally. So.
Well, I'm curious if the amount of ingredients were better mixed. You think it would have been better overall? So less pineapple, maybe a little bit better, more rice. That would have
Or regular rice.
or even I'm going with
that's what I mean.
what's in there. Yeah.
The problem is that I think that the Kahlua pork really didn't benefit from the fried rice.
Okay.
Because the fried rice, if anything, I'd say you'd want like maybe like a garlic fried rice or something like that. You know what I mean? Where and don't put any other proteins. Just do the rice with like a garlic flavored rice, not fried rice.
So instead of putting 2 proteins in, just leave the 1.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Because honestly, the spicy ham, I just didn't detect it at all, or
Right.
I might have bitten into it, but it just because the pulled pork was overwhelming along with the pineapple. I didn't really get any of that spicy ham flavor.
Right.
And like I said, like no egg. So
Yeah, because
anyhow,
I'm looking at the picture and there's like no egg.
yeah.
Oop.
I mean, from a description standpoint, it sounds really good. It's just unfortunately the execution was not there, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
no.
it looks nice.
So,
and then what did it come with? What is that, mac and cheese on or
It's a macaroni salad.
Macaroni salad on the side.
It's a mac salad.
How
yes.
how was that? That looks
It was pretty good. Unfortunately, Disney doesn't really get their like Hawaiian style mac salads correct. Having gone to Hawaii and then having eaten some of the mac salads in my local area at restaurants and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's kind of like this is like, I mean, for lack of a better word, no offense, Mark, but it's like a white person trying to emulate Hawaiian. Mac, you know what I mean?
Hey now.
It's like like they in their head they use ingredients that
Right.
like Americans use in their big old tubs of macaroni mac salad or whatever, and then they
Right.
say, oh well, the Hawaiians use this ingredient, so we'll go ahead and modify it
Sure.
just ever so slightly, but still
Right.
keep it in the same vein as those grocery store mac buckets, mac salad
Yeah,
buckets.
Reese's or whatever that brand is, right?
Yeah. Like what they do with Tex-Mex is like it's not really, but it's kind of Mexican
Sure.
food.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Moving
so,
along. Oh, okay, cool. This is the nice lanyard.
Yeah, this is for the Sip and Savor Pass for the festival holidays.
Yeah.
They, as of last year, they started going digital, so there's no break off tabs anymore. And then also, just like last year, they are doing either a pass for 4 dishes or 8. And the price for the 8, they call it entitlements or something like that. It costs $63, including tax. But if you're Magic Key holder, there's a discount, so it's $58. For the 4 entitlement Sip and Savor Pass, it's $32.
Okay.
So and there's no discount for that. So if you, it's easy math, right? So for the 4 dishes, it's $8. You have to spend at least to break even.
Yeah.
And then, but ideally, you want to, try to find dishes that are more expensive. And then, if it's less than $8, then just pay cash or whatever, or pay it like per dish instead.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as far as the Magic Key Holder Pass, it breaks down to $7.25 per entree, and so anything above that, then you're in the money.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like
we
that.
got the 8, as you can see by the picture I provided.
Yep.
And we did use a few of them, but we're saving the rest of them for when we go this weekend.
Oh, fun. Awesome.
Good idea.
Cool.
But we do one thing that we did get, because this like the dish that is like a total winner is the braised pork belly adobo with the garlic rice. That is like amazing. Just I don't know, they are able to execute this one with a high level of intensity, but the thing is that it's I would say the pork belly is a little more forgiving because there's so much fat or whatever.
Yeah.
It's hard to like overcook it. And so anyway, so that's a good thing because you gotta kind of keep it simple for the people making the stuff on a mass scale.
Yeah.
And then this is I should have mentioned that this was at the Favorite Things booth. Actually, that was the only booth we went to, the Favorite Things booth.
Okay.
And we also got the
that looks great.
For me, for Daddy, I got the Favorite Things booth spiced coconut cocktail.
Oh.
And this one is dark rum, spiced tea, coconut puree, evaporated and condensed milks, garnished with nutmeg and a wafer stick. Now, everything sounds great, but when I drank it, I was like, I don't really detect the coconut. I was like, where's the coconut, man? You know what I mean? Because it's got the spice, it says spiced coconut cocktail, and it has the coconut puree, but I think the condensed milks, the evaporating condensed milks kind of overshadowed the coconut puree. And there's no texture of coconut in there, which is fine.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It was I had different expectations, and then also the nutmeg kind of made it more Christmassy than it should. I don't know. I was just kind of figuring it would be more of a tropical vibe or whatever, that type of thing. But it wasn't. This is kind of like, you can sit down and sip it, in front of the fireplace or whatever, and you'll enjoy it as a dessert. But I wouldn't get this like normally.
Yeah, with the dark rum, I mean, I was hoping it would be a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more tropical.
Right.
Yeah.
That's too bad because it sounds really good. When you read the ingredient list, I'm like, oh, that sounds really, really good.
It sounds delicious.
It's very painkiller-esque, right?
No, you could hardly taste the alcohol.
Okay.
Like I said, that the milk's really kind of, I don't know, man. The proportions that they used. I was expecting, I like to get punched in the mouth, when I have these stronger cocktails, right? And so this one didn't. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, see that's where you fall into me being a bourbon guy. I like having that hit. When you have these kind that are a little bit more mellow, I'm not always so happy when I drink those. I mean, I know the alcohol's there, but I prefer to have that hitting me right away, and I know what I'm drinking.
Mm-hmm. Just reminds me, I need to ask Jay about Arthur & Sons Steakhouse and Bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
What just no, I don't want to pivot. Actually, I do want to pivot. Just real quick, Jay. What are your initial thoughts of that steakhouse concept coming to downtown Disney?
I think it's going to be good. Yes. I'm a little confused why there's a barbecue joint going next door to a steakhouse.
A little bit.
Which is kind of like two different concepts, all together.
For sure.
I read about that chef. He's got some skills, and he's got a lot of awards and all that stuff. So I'm expecting the same level of restaurant as like Centrico.
Okay.
But the thing is that it's just kind of confusing to me because like within the area around Disneyland Resort, there's so many steakhouses nearby, and it's just kind of weird. I guess they just want to keep people on property or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, there's a Ruth Chris around there. There's a Lowry's, I think. And so it's just kind of weird that they open another steakhouse. But then again, I mean, they are opening the what's that Cuban place? The Portos at downtown Disney as well. Even though they have one in Buena Park. So I didn't think they were going to go through with it, but it's happening, and I was like, wow, I'm actually really impressed. But they did, if you guys have seen the concept art or whatever, that Portos is going to be huge.
Yeah.
With a restaurant, yeah.
But I'm looking forward. I mean, I get Portos, it's pretty easy for me to get around here, so
Never had it.
I wouldn't even bother going there. But anyways, same with Dit Tai Fung. There's one like my area, and so Mark, I know, if you come for your birthday or whatever, then we'll head over there. But I wouldn't normally go there if it was just my wife and I or friends or whatever, that kind of thing.
Yep, for sure.
Anyhow, so pivoting back to DCA,
Cookie.
and the last thing that we got at the Favorite Things booth was the sticky toffee pudding macaron.
Oh, macaron. Okay.
Right. And this is a Mickey-shaped chocolate macaron filled with vanilla buttercream, date cake, and salted toffee sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, another one that the description sounds great, wonderful, but then when you eat it, you're like, it's okay, it's good. It's good. But just because it sounds so, so just decadent, that your mind kind of has higher expectations, and that's this thing with this is it's not a bad macaron. It's not the best one, but the thing is that I would say if you're really in the mood for macaron, go ahead and get it. Otherwise, there's other desserts that you could get instead.
Man, that's too bad because it sounds really, really good.
It does, yeah.
Wait a minute. This thing is 1750, Jay?
Excuse me?
That thing is 1750?
Oh, no, it's not 1750.
Oh.
I bet you I put an extra one.
Okay.
750.
Probably like 750. Yeah.
Okay, 750.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
no worries.
Sorry about
That's another, Trader Sam's experience for Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. $32 $37 for
one cocktail.
37.
Yeah.
One of the best nights ever.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Moving on. Now what is back
Here we go.
Okay, so by this time it was after 11.
Oh my God, that looks
so we headed over to Disneyland Park, and my wife had seen this soup, the chicken enchilada soup, on one of the YouTube videos that we watched, and they were really impressed, and they really enjoyed it. So my wife's like, "Oh, I want to try it," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So we got the bowl of that, and
it looks great.
Yeah, it was good. It was like it tasted like an upscale Mexican restaurant did it. So it is good in that regard. She liked it more than I did. I liked it, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. It was kind of like straightforward. It wasn't like something outstanding special, but it was really good, and it's a solid choice, and it's very comforting for sure.
I want to try it.
The people that reviewed it said, it reminds them of home or whatever, that type of thing. So
yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean, for $11.99, it's reasonable. So,
oh yeah,
as far as the price is concerned,
yeah, it doesn't look shareable though. I mean, it looks like it's for one person. Yeah.
No, it was shareable. Because so the bowl is pretty big. We had containers that we just put it into, and then we shared it later on. And I mean, you could have it by yourself if you want to just eat that by itself, because that cheese flauta on the side goes along with it, so it is filling. But I mean, there's enough for two people, and then they could share something else also. So,
gotcha.
Man, that would be great with rice and beans. Like, I'm in my mind, I'm like, I want that, and then a side of rice and beans would be
that'd be great.
I'd have a good time with that one, and a little
enchilada.
No, horchata.
Oh, horchata.
Yep. That's how I would have it.
Okay.
So then we're on to Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. That was pretty much my intent ever since Mark sent me that link to the Disney Eats website. Did you look at that website?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool. So I want to say that first off, I was
This is not good.
a lot. I was expecting a lot.
Yeah.
Memories of Big Thunder Ranch Barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Were dancing through my mind as I was thinking of trying this place, and I was like, "Oh, baby, I'm ready for this new barbecue place." And got there, got the food, and
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh man.
yeah, it was very, it was so just, I don't know, man. I was sad. It was sad on many different levels. It was like, well, first off, I was like, unfortunately, we didn't get there till around noonish or a little after 12, and it was just, I mean, that place was just slammed. I hardly ever see, when it used to be just the Hungry Bear restaurant, that all the tables would be filled. All the tables were filled.
They were?
Both upstairs and downstairs.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I've never seen that. Well, that's because you were there, probably. You probably.
So, but the thing is that, okay, first off, we did mobile ordering, and we waited probably over 20 minutes before we got our food.
Oh, okay.
Then when we did get our food, the food was cold.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
What?
I was so mad. I was like, dude, you guys just notified us it's ready. And when I got the tray, I was like, wait a second, there's I don't feel any heat coming off this thing. And when we put it, when we started biting it, I felt the rib, and I was like, bro, this is cold, man.
No.
This is wrong. And
Not acceptable.
Like I said, it's wrong on like many different levels.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with the thing that was decent, and that was the brisket sandwich. That one. So I apologize. The photos may be a bit out of order on your end. But anyhow, so the brisket sandwich. The thing, I would say that is the better ones of, I guess the better choice of all the things that we had. But I'm not saying it's a good choice. I'm just saying it's a better choice.
Man.
And the thing is, so here's the problem. They advertise it as smoked beef brisket sandwich.
Yeah.
Where's the smoke, man? I want all that smoke. And they was like, dude, no, there's no smoke flavor. They have a tangy barbecue sauce, and it was like barely any. And then they just put a crap ton of pickled red onions and pickled jalapenos on there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, you guys are killing it. And I mean, like, why did you put so much of this garnish on here? I'm not getting this to I didn't order an onion sandwich. I ordered a beef brisket sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can see it in the picture. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, and it's just like the onions weren't even. I mean, they were pickled onions, but I just honestly, the brisket sandwich is better off without it altogether.
Right.
And and then they did have some barbecue sauces on the side. They had they called it a spicy hickory one, and then they have just like a standard barbecue sauce, and then they had like a golden. I forgot the name they called it, but it was like it was like kind of a mustard based barbecue sauce. They use that typically in pork, like pulled pork. But anyways, no matter, I mean, the spiced hickory smoked one was probably the best option, and but even that, it could only help it so much. And then, man, when I saw the Disney Eats blog post, and they're like, oh yeah, we got these new beer battered fries, and they look all nice, hot, crispy, and crunchy.
Yeah,
those don't look like that.
Yeah, no, this is. I mean, where's the beer batter, bro?
Exactly.
No, exactly. I'm looking. They look like fries.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they reminded me of Burger King fries.
Yeah.
Except just a little bit larger.
No.
Yeah.
They don't look very good to me.
No, they weren't, and it's just really sad because I mean they should have just kept the onion rings that they had before.
I was going to bring that up because we went through the menu on the last show, and I could not find onion rings on the menu at all. So I'm thinking they must have taken them off. But wasn't that one of their staples? Those onion rings there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, when I did my food tour, I purposely selected that as one of the dishes that I offered people to share. You know what I mean? And you have that, put a little ranch, a little ketchup. It was money. I mean, it was like it had nice beer flavor to it. The outer coating was perfectly crispy, crunchy. The onions were sweet on the inside, soft. It was not overly soft. It was just like, it was one of the more perfect onion rings. And why they didn't include that is just beyond me. It's just baffling, to be honest. But anyhow, so we pretty much only ate a couple bites and then took it home.
Yeah.
Because I figured I can do something with it, and I was able to kind of do something with it to make it taste better. But still, the fact is that when I'm there at the parks, and I don't have a choice or whatever. It's and at $16.99, I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
not a
No, not at
inexpensive
all.
dish.
No.
So
That's a
anyhow,
bummer.
And unfortunately, in further bad news,
Yeah.
so you see this tin tray of meat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I call the tray of disappointment.
Yeah.
So basically, the ribs were cold. They were salty. They didn't fall off the bone like that used to be at Big Thunder Ranch Barbecue.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit on the, I wouldn't say it was tough, but you definitely had to kind of, chomp down to get all the meat off the bone. And when I have ribs, barbecue ribs, I want that rib coming off clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to have to, tug and pull and fight with it. I want that meat. Just give me the meat.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is that, I had like a half a rib, and then I was like, I can't eat this. It's too salty. So
The flavor.
I took it home, and then I wiped it off and everything, and it's just, I added my own sauce and everything. So just because their sauces are very generic, by the way. It's it's one of those big, you go to like a football game or stadium or whatever, and then they got those big old like stainless steel square tubs or whatever where you squirt on whatever mustard, mayonnaise, that type of thing. Well, that's what they have these barbecue sauces is. Everybody gets those little pee cups, and then you gotta put your barbecue sauce in there and just whatever, just I don't know. Anyhow, and then the coleslaw, interestingly enough, the coleslaw was pretty much decent. It was good, actually. I'll say, I got to give them their props. So it was a good coleslaw. It reminded me exactly of Big Thunder Ranch Barbecue. So it was vinegar based, which I appreciate. I prefer a vinegar based slaw versus the mayonnaise base. And it was a nice tang to it, nice crunch. It wasn't overly salty, wasn't overly tangy. It was a nice balance, acidity to it, everything. The beans, I thought they would bring back the Big Thunder Ranch Barbecue beans as well, because I like those. But unfortunately, this one's a little thicker. It was okay.
Yeah,
it was like
they look good.
It was like beans. You know what I mean? There's nothing special about it. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to order it again. I mean, it came on the platter, so I mean, I guess whatever. So anyway, but I wouldn't like if it came as a separate side dish that you could order, I wouldn't order it. So I just put it that way.
Okay.
And then the last thing on the plate, because you get a choice of two meats, and I was trying to decide between either the pulled pork or the sausage, and I figured, well, I'm having the pork ribs, so maybe get the sausage, because I believe it's a beef sausage.
Okay.
But anyhow, they call it a sausage link, so it's probably like a amalgamation of various meats, probably beef and pork. But it's very mid, as the young kids say.
Yes.
So it's one of those things that, like, first off, there's no smoky flavor to it, just like the ribs, just like the brisket. There's no smoke. Secondly, it was okay. I mean, it was like, I mean, they make it look fancy with the little cuts in there and all that stuff.
Yeah, it does look fancy.
You think that the casing would be nice and crispy or something, or at least snappy or something, but I was just like, no. I mean, it's like, just, I tell you what, that hot dog that I had at
Award Winners?
Award Winners was snappier casing than this thing right here.
Right.
And in fact, the hot dog at Ward Wieners tasted better than this thing.
Wow.
So it just, it was really disappointing, man. I mean, I'm just so sad. But, I'm hoping that the people at the restaurant, the culinary people will kind of, pay attention. Because I did notice when I picked up the food, that there's it was underneath like an air conditioning vent. So that's probably the reason why that the food got cold, because I saw that they had heat lamps. I mean, they had trays and trays stacked and heat lamps behind the servers. But when they, called the number or whatever, they put it on the thing. And I don't know if it's because maybe the people, doing the serving of the food were not paying attention. They just left our tray out before contacting us, or if it was just like, that's just the way it is. I don't know. All I do know is that the servers, first off, man, their management needs to like pay more attention to the people up there, because the girl and the guy that were serving sodas and stuff like that, they're pretty much flirting with each other, and I'm just like, dude, can you please help me? Like, I just I want to get a glass or a cup of ice or whatever. And then they waited, and it took a few minutes, and then they gave me 2 cups of ice, and I was like, I just asked for a cup of ice, but whatever. So anyways, I mean, that just shows you how inattentive that they were.
Right.
And then
Do you think you might return here after this place has been open for like 6 months? Maybe they've gotten their thing in order and stuff, or are you?
Well, it depends on how quickly my psychological scars heal. So
okay.
Yeah, it depends on my, I guess, mental health, and if I'm willing to give it a shot.
Sure.
So,
right.
Anyways,
the presentation
I
isn't
do want
that
to end
good
it on
even.
a good note.
Right.
Okay.
The last thing we had was the banana pudding,
Okay.
and that was amazing. That was like one of, in fact, I would suggest it's like one of the top desserts at Disneyland Resort, or anything park for that matter. I'd say top 10 at least. But this thing was amazing. It's like it's a perfect balance of sweetness, creaminess. It's got the wafer cookies. It was they used real bananas. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's awesome. It's like a cup of happiness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are those walnuts on top, or what? Is that
Toffee.
No, it's the crushed wafer cookies.
Oh, wafer cookie.
Oh, wafer cookie. Okay.
Because I'm reading toffee. Oh, just leaving
No,
toffee.
no, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's the toffee on the top. The crushed wafer cookies are
Yeah. Okay,
or
good.
layered in between, I guess, the
see
pudding
that.
and stuff like that.
Oh, man, that does look really good.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, dude, I could like straight take one of those down by myself, but my wife and I we were sharing one, and I didn't want to be greedy.
There you go. There you go.
Man, that looks really good. Well, I'm glad they had something there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I remember reading that one and thinking that one sounded good.
Yeah, but I mean,
So one out of 7 items. Yeah, sure. There you go.
yeah, I gotta say I'm a little disappointed that I had high hopes, but if Jay doesn't like it, there's no point in me even trying to go
There's no
there.
point in buying
Yeah.
it.
No, I mean,
and here's the thing that's just perplexing to me is that, okay, so people go there and it literally says barbecue in the name of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yet they're getting chicken tenders. I'm like, bro, like, people, what are you doing here? And
Yeah.
I'm like, you can get chicken tenders at the, whatever Golden Horseshoe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same exact chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And it just like, why would you go to a barbecue place to get chicken tenders? That doesn't make any sense.
just not.
I mean, if it was barbecue chicken like they had at Big Thunder Ranch Barbecue, I could see, getting
Right?
a different
Right?
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would do that.
And then other people also got the cheeseburger and stuff like that, and I'm just like, what's unique? I mean, just go somewhere else and get it. I mean,
Sure.
don't
Yeah.
fill up the seats here. Just go somewhere else and eat. So,
Yeah. No, I mean it's a bummer. I mean overall, I was worried about that. The presentation on that tray is not even that good either. There's like when I saw the picture of that tray, I'm like, I don't even want to eat anything on there. Like it doesn't look like, it doesn't have that thing of like come eat all the food on here.
If it was served cold, I would have just rejected it.
Yeah, I would have been like, nope.
I would have said you need to make it better.
I was thinking of talking to a manager, but I was like, you know what, man, I'm not going to even bother with it. So just
Okay.
I didn't want to, it was too busy at the restaurant, and I didn't want to like make a huge fuss about it. So I was just like, I'll take my lumps and just, like I said, just try to get over the emotional disappointment.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping they're going to pay attention. I mean, it's been open for how long now? A few weeks at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
I mean, even pay attention. I mean, look at the pickles, man. Those bread and butter pickles.
Yeah.
First off, bread and butter pickles are garbage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
they're my
secondly-
favorite.
Okay.
But,
anyways,
Jay, and this is maybe like a barbecue thing, but isn't it typically cornbread as opposed to white bread, or is that the actual thing? Is white bread?
Well, white bread's a lot cheaper. So.
Okay, but cornbread just
And easier to get.
And
Yeah.
they're actually, to be honest, that's not fair because a lot of barbecue places in the South use white bread.
Okay.
And then the cornbread is an option as well, but
Okay.
usually that's served on the side.
Mm.
I didn't see any cornbread on the menu.
Yeah, I
and
didn't either.
I didn't see anybody have it. So, which is kind of sad because that's another thing that Big Thunder Ranch had that was special. So, Big Thunder Ranch barbecue.
Yep.
I was reminiscing. I was like reading through the reviews of Big Thunder Ranch barbecue, and I was like, oh.
I know. It's just that whole area was such yet another thing that made Disneyland different than most places. You just in the middle of all this stuff, you have this place you can go in and just relax and soak in the atmosphere, especially this time of year. And
yeah, well, here's the thing about what made Big Thunder Ranch barbecue special.
Okay.
First off, I'm not really a big fan of like communal tables, but there for some reason it felt right because everybody was on the same page as far as their mentality is concerned, being Disneyland fans and all that stuff. And secondly, I just enjoyed that whole presentation where everybody gets to share the dishes and the with the mason jar cups and all that stuff. I mean, it really made everything, the atmosphere feel really kind of like you're in the outdoors. You know what I mean? That you're like at someone's hoedown or whatever, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And this, like this new place, barbecue. Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. It's like, dude, just drop the Jamboree, bro. I mean, it's not even right, the right description for it. Just call it Hungry Bear Barbecue or Country Bear Barbecue would be more apropos. Yeah, because they got all the old Country Bear posters, from back in the day, and whatever. But it's not my decision, obviously. But
well, they need to consult you on this. This is ridiculous. On the behavior.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they make strides to improve their food quality and make strides to like get their staff in order. But if not, then I can see this reverting back to just like the way it was before the Hungry Bear restaurant with just burgers and whatever, salads or something like that.
Which may not be a bad thing if it continues down this course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't make it special. I mean, that's I was hoping for something special, something unique, and it is unique because there's no other barbecue places on property yet, and so it is unique in that respect. But at the same time, in order for it to be special, you got to make it special. As far as like this food is concerned.
Bummer.
That breaks my heart. I was really hoping for some Big Thunder vibes.
Yeah, well, sorry about that.
That's okay.
At least you can look forward to the banana pudding.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm all for that.
Do that.
Just go for the dessert, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to picture. My wife did get. They had a specialty strawberry pickle lemonade. They had the pickle lemonade at not Carnation, at the Coke Corner.
Yes.
And they had this as a variation with the strawberry. So the reason I didn't picture it because it sucked. So and I'm not even going to take a picture of a cup of lemonade with a pickle sticking out of it. So
not even worth it. Okay,
man.
I'm not wasting those megabits.
Yeah. Well, this is awesome, Jay. Thank you for sharing all this stuff. I just love this. I mean, I could spend like another hour just going through this stuff. It's just crazy. Where you guys?
So we're gonna go this weekend, and we're gonna do more of the festival holiday food. The festival of foods is the festival of holidays is like the food booths there are my favorite. I like them like that versus the wine and country. I mean, oh my gosh,
food and wine.
The food and wine festival. So anyhow, but the thing is, I've kind of been hearing some negative chatter about some of the dishes there. So I'm gonna be very judicious in my choices and hopefully I select the right ones and I can give you guys a little trip report on that as well.
Awesome, we'd love it.
That would be great.
Love it.
And
that would be awesome.
Yeah, and I hope it overall is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, it was great talking to you again, and hope you guys have a a great Sunday and enjoy football and all, because we're recording on a Sunday, just kind of a little behind the curtain stuff here. For the audience.
yes.
So anyhow, but we'll talk again soon, and see you guys later.
Okay, see you, Jay.
Thanks,
Good
Jay.
to see you.
All right,
Yeah.
say hi to your wife for me.
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
Okay,
All right,
and we'll be in touch.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Are you listening to this episode and planning your next Disneyland getaway? Of course you are. You're a member of the LTP. Well, don't worry about your stay. We've got you covered. Check out our good friends at the Eden Rock Hotel. You can visit their website at EdenRockAnaheim.com and enter the code EdenMagic for 30% off your stay. That's EDENMAGIC. Now go back to planning the stuff that really matters. And yes, a churro is acceptable for breakfast.
All right. Well, I was going to say thank you to Jay for hanging out with an hour for us or something like that. That was great. Always a good time.
Yep, always.
Always a good time. Yeah. you said
No,
something.
and I always appreciate his opinion. So it's kind of like a bummer when you hear like what we're hoping is going to be good is not as good as it could be.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I trust his standards, and
100%.
And if he's not happy with it, just don't bother going. It's as simple as that. I mean, but
That's where I'm at.
yeah, I mean, everything he's talked about. I mean, now I might try one of those hot dogs, but Hunky Bird.
I would try the hot dog.
But I'm bummed about Hunky Bird Barbecue Jamboree. I had
Yeah.
high hopes for it, but
Well, when we were reading off the menu, a lot of it sounded like it was going to be really good.
oh yeah,
and to hear, and then the thing is when you look at the picture, and I'm like, because we talked about that basically that meat platter
yeah,
that he got, and I'm like, it sounds like it'd be good.
yep.
Everything sounded good, and then he brings up the picture. I'm like, what? Yeah, the presentation was not good. I mean, the whole thing. So we can hope that they begin to correct, because I mean, you really got to think about it. Even though the restaurant has been there forever, when they do this kind of stuff, it's relearning. I mean, I remember in my year or so about working in restaurants, I remember whenever they added a new menu item or whatever, we had to go through and taste, and so we knew what we're talking about.
sure.
But even then, there was a period in time where it was inconsistent because everybody was learning it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there were days like some of the cooks would get it really like spot on perfect, and there are days where it wouldn't be so good. So I'm hoping that they improve over time and make it better. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's going to wrap up episode number 210 for the LTP. I guess Jay's going to be on again soon to talk about some more food stuff, and he's always welcome to do that. Look forward to that. All right. So to find out more about the show, you can follow us, of course, on Instagram at Leave It Today Podcast, or online at our website, leaveittodaypodcast.com. And if you want to support the show that way, we have our Patreon links there, make it super simple for you. To send us a message, you can either DM us on Instagram or send us an email at info@leaveittodaypodcast.com. Udi, where can people find out more information about you?
You can find me on my socials, which are both Twitter and Instagram, but mainly it's Instagram, and they're both the same handle, Haxgolie, HAXGOALIE. And the Mando Show will be returning because we actually have something to talk about coming out.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Jess, you still there?
Hey, I'm here. Sorry, guys.
No worries. All right, so where can people find out more information about you, Jess?
Oh, Lord. It's been so long. Let's see here. My Instagram is Storybook Jess. My Facebook page is Jessica Farvan, but I won't lie, I haven't logged on to Facebook in God knows how long. And my Snapchat code's somewhere at the very bottom of my Instagram for whenever I do my Disney adventures.
All right.
And I don't tweet.
You do not tweet. Okay, awesome. All right, and again, Becky is sick today, but her information will be on Instagram. I'll put a link on there if you want to get in touch with her. All right, so thank you so much for listening. I'll have Jay's link on Instagram as well. Reach out to him if you want to have any food discussions or if you want him to try something. He's probably more than likely to meet your accommodations on that. He's always good for that kind of stuff. All right, we hope to hear from you guys soon. Hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for episode 211. Adventurers out there, we love you, and to see you in the parks.
Bye-bye.
See ya. So here, I'm
We
going
need
to
to
tell
figure-
Mark. I'm going to tell Mark the plan here.
Oh, there's a plan.
Yeah,
Wait, which plan?
the one because you're going to be on live.
My body's just stiff. Think of a banana.
Does it help? Okay.
Always does. Every time. Don't ask me why. Why are you throwing up? You trying to eat all your food before your sister does? Now you can eat that.
Gouda,
Well, hello.
Gouda, come get your Gouda. We'll give it a bit.
Yeah, give it a second.
Okay. Woo! Good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. No bed sheets.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I like yelling at you.
But you
Yeah.
make me hot. It's so close, I can feel it.
Kitty.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Boy, was my face red.